inside of my dragon's path, my personal path, I try to be much more than just someone who loves or believes in dragons. I try to spread the word of the dragon. Every single time when I understand something from what the dragon is saying to me, it's always going to be pure wisdom and pure knowledge. And every single time when I understand it, I try to also to spread this world with humanity. And some people hate me for that. Some people really hate me for what kind of a wisdom of the dragon that I'm spreading with humanity. So that is actually with every single time when people talk to gods or spirits, they will have messages. It's not just playing with the dragon, it's also by learning from the dragon. It's also with growing with the dragon and saying and spreading this word with all of humanity. So whenever your last day comes here in this world, you have to leave something behind in this world. Whenever you are with the dragon, you are going to be a light for a lot of other people. And you're going to be a light like a sun that touches its rays to other people. And that is why it's sometimes that you have a message here to spread. Not the message from dragons are real. Yeah, of course, I do have this message, but that is for you, my brothers and sisters, that dragons are indeed real. But for the rest of humanity, there is a message to tell. There is a wisdom, something that you have to leave behind. A light that really shines on every one of us. Even though there are so many people hating me for it, I have to also say that a lot of people love it, love the message of the dragon. I don't even have to say that it comes from dragons. So we, in our spiritual path, a lot of people say it's like a game, or it's like, or it's like a role play thing. No, it's not a fantasy thing. What I'm trying to do here is also a lifestyle, and I don't need any Bible for it. Speaking of the Bible, and that is also what I'm trying to say. A lot of people, I used to be a devoted Catholic, but really devoted. I was even a servant of the church. I even was living amongst the nuns. Really, was living amongst monks. I was eating with them. Every nun where I lived knows my name. They know everything. But from one day to another, I said, this is actually nonsense. I am done with Christianity or Catholicism or whatever. There was something inside of me that was eating me, that I followed these people blindly. Why should I follow people blindly? I mean, now the Pope died, and people follows this man blindly. And I'm not following the dragon blindly, because the dragon is speaking to me. That is a personal story that I want to say. The dragon is something that I feel, something that I know, something that is very personal. But when I see this Catholicism, and even people inside of Catholicism or Christianity, whenever I talk to them about the dragon, they mostly don't believe me. They don't believe in dragons. Even though the dragon is seen inside of the Bible, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but many times. Many times the dragon was described inside of the Bible. Let me give you a few examples. The first example is, that is a bit ironic, because that is from Leviathan. Leviathan comes from also one of the things inside of the Bible. And the Bible described Michael, the archangel Michael, as the first one that saw Leviathan. And he was huge, coming from the seas of the earth. He was gigantic, a gigantic draconic serpent. And he was immediately threatened by it, because Leviathan could easily destroy the world. Hence his name, Leviathan, means the end of the world. So he took his angelic sword and tried to kill Leviathan, but his sword shattered on his scales. And then the message from God said, you cannot kill it. You cannot kill this with brute force. You cannot kill any of Leviathan. Leviathan is as old as time itself. You cannot destroy Leviathan. So Leviathan is a dragon god. He is a dragon god and is also described as a dark half of God. Because in the ancient testament, there was no Satan or devil. It was God, his dark side. He had a dark side of it. And the dark side was Leviathan. Leviathan is a dragon. He manifested as a dragon. And that is the same thing, that is another thing inside of the Bible. Lucifer the rebel. And I look up to Lucifer, even though a lot of people back in the day tried to say how you should be afraid of Lucifer, and he's lying and he's doing. I had a lot of visions with Lucifer, but he was not in the shape of a red guy with horns and goat legs. No, he came before me as a dragon. And he also was talking to me, knowing everything about me inside of dreams and visions. In fact, I loved him. And that is also very much what dragons are. They are rebels. And that is also what Lucifer is, going against higher monarchy, you know. That's dragons don't listen to others. If they don't let themselves be commanded by others. So Lucifer, the dragon, the great dragon, has great problems whenever he had great ideas for creation, but every single time he had to do whatever this high authority says, and he had enough of this. So inside of the Bible, he rebelled against God with a large group of angels. Inside of the Bible, it is said that he was thrown inside of the lake for eternal fire, still as a draconic not even a serpent. He was a dragon. He was a Western dragon, and that is how he was described inside of the Bible. Sorry. Inside of the Bible also was another story from Saint Daniel. He was sent inside of ancient Iraq to convert people to this new religion of Christianity. And of course, people were bowing down before a small creature. It was a small dragon inside of it. And that is why Saint Daniel took his sword and killed this dragon. And then they asked, why are you doing this? And then he said, that is not a God. That is not a God. Gods don't die. I just killed it. He died. And that is what is also inside of the scriptures, of Saint Daniel. And of course, inside of the book of Job, Job was describing how a dragon looks like inside. He literally, inside of the Bible, described a dragon that lived in the forest, a dragon that lived not that far away from his house. So the dragon was described many, many times inside of the Bible. And inside of the Bible, it is said how to live and how to. And that is also very much the reason why people are so afraid of dragons, because every single time the dragon was described as the opposite of God, the opposite was Leviathan, the opposite was Lucifer, the opposite every single time. And every single time also when they worship the dragon, they said the dragon can die, so they are not gods. So that is why also in the start of Catholicism, they described paganism, and whenever you kill the dragon, it is actually killing paganism. So because people from back in the day, they used to worship dragons. And that is why they say whenever you kill the dragon, you kill the freedom of the people. And you kill the freedom as well, because dragons, they offer freedom, they offer knowledge, they offer wisdom. And that is also why I try to spread the word of the dragon, because they offer it all the time. And even though humanity doesn't want to listen to me, I don't really mind it. They do whatever they want with the message of the dragon. Even you, my brothers and sisters, even you don't like the message that I have from the dragon, and you might also have the message from your dragon that I might dislike. It can be because every single dragon is different, but the dragons themselves has their own path to go on, and that is not in Catholicism or Christianity. That is just one big highway that you need to follow in that direction. What I do is going inside of this forest without any road to follow, and I just use my mind, to get through it. That is the path of the dragon. And that is, and sometimes, I try to spread the word of the dragon. I don't need a Bible for that. I don't need a Bible for any of that. And the best is, the best part of, a dragon inside of the Bible is indeed the great dragon, is Lucifer. I had many dreams about him. I had many visions about him. I feel him. And I can even hear them. Here in sometimes whenever I'm sleeping, and every single time whatever he is saying is going to be wise. It's going to be beautiful, and that is a lot of people push him away because Lucifer is the devil. He's the Lord of lies. But every single time when he says something, it's going to be pure wisdom. And that is also, I don't really mind anymore about the Bible. But when people say to you that the dragon is not real and they are Christian, well, that goes against it. Because inside of the Bible, there are so many descriptions of dragons that even to this day, dragons are really existing. So if they say that the dragon doesn't exist, it contradicts their own Christianity. It contradicts it because Lucifer himself, an angel had the form, his purest angelic form was that of a dragon, his purest form. And that is why people say dragons are ugly. No, the dragon is an angel. Dragons are angels. That is also why the dragon is with you. The dragon is an angel that stands by your side, an angel that is trying to lead you the way inside of this great forest, so that you can know everything. Because this great highway, what Catholicism is, that everyone follows blindly. This great highway doesn't offer experience. It doesn't offer wisdom. It doesn't offer knowledge. It doesn't offer anything, just blindly. A great sun that everyone follows, but everyone is just blinded. Here in the forest, I follow no path. I create my own path. And I don't walk into the sun, I am the sun. I am the sun, and a lot of people inside of Christianity or Catholicism, they are following a sun and hoping that it's their light. But here in the dragon's path, we are our light. We are the light ourselves. That is why I say every single time that we create our own light and that we can also spread it. Not so that people can follow us like we are some kind of a messiah, even though it's not that far away that you are. But you are also connected to the gods, in my eyes, the only gods, to Tiamat, Leviathan, and Fafnir, and Quetzalcoatl. But you are your own light. You are the light, and you are spreading your light. You are spreading the wisdom of the dragon. It's not only about your growth. Of course, it all starts with your growth and your connection with the dragon. But once you understand that you have a draconic energy that is being taught by the dragon by your side and the dragon god, so of course you are going to have some wisdom and you are going to have some knowledge. So spread it to humanity, even though a lot of people prefer me dead for just a simple message from the dragon. But that I don't mind. So on the last day here on this world, I did what I had to do. I try to be a light for a lot of people. I try to do this, and so that I can rest in peace. And once I hopefully can return with the dragon. So my brothers and sisters, basically I just want to say, be your own light, follow your own light, and be just, be wise, and don't let yourself be seen as some kind of religion, because we are not a religion. We are a very personal spirituality, where you have to be your own light.